Okay, let's begin again. Cell injury defined as a variety of stresses of a cell countries as a result of internal or external environmental changes. Cell injury is common to all pathologic processes. Cell injury results from a disruption of one or more of the cellular communities that maintain cell variability. I would like to explain that by another thing. Indeed, indeed, each cell has two pathways, machinery pathway and metabolic pathway. All they are determined by structure, function, or genetic. All they are in normal balance, which is mean homeostasis. All at this time, everything is okay. But if this cell with normal balance and normal homeostasis, in homeostasis case, gets stress or any stimuli, be normal. But if get pathologic stress or stimuli, get abnormal, and this is named by cellular adaptations, which is reversible changes. Adaptations may be physiologic or pathologic. This occur to avoid cell injury and death. We will discuss that later. Now let's to see the causes of cell injury and death, which the first one is oxygen deprivation, nutritional imbalance, physical agents, immune reactions, chemicals and drugs, infectious agents. Cell injury homeostasis is the ability of the cells to adapt to different environmental stress. Cell injury is a condition when the environmental stress exceeds the ability of the cell to adapt, as we say that. Each cell has two pathways, machinery and metabolic. All they are determined by structure, function, genetic. All these are in normal balance homeostasis. If any stress or stimuli occur, lead to adaptation, which is reversible changes. And these adaptations, we discuss that later, may be physiology or pathology, just to avoid cell injury and death. Cause of cell injury or stress that lead to cell injury. The first one is hypoxia, decreased oxygen, as in anemia, physical agents, chemical, infectious, immunological, nutritional, and genetic. General principles. This response to injurious stimuli depends on the nature of the injury. General principles. The cellular response to injurious stimuli depends on first, nature of the injury, duration, severity, consequence of injury, depend on types, stages. All this is not so important. Possible biochemical mechanical injury. This is so important. First is ATP depletion, generation of RAS, free radicals, loss of calcium homeostasis, defective plasma permeability, mitochondrial damage. Remember this so well. ATP, mitochondria, free radicals, plasma membrane permeability, calcium pump. Cell injury pathogenesis, as you see, in case of decreased ATP will lead, in case of mitochondrial injury, lead to decrease oxidative phosphorylation and the decrease in ATP, and this effect on sodium pump and ribosome, detachment of ribosomes, and increase anaerobic glycolysis. In case of decreased sodium pump, influx of calcium, water, Na, and if sodium decrease, this leads to influx of potassium and increase influx of calcium, and this lead to endothelium, intraarticular swelling, cellular swelling, loss of microvilli, blebs, lead to bleb formation, and if detachment of ribosomes lead to decreased protein synthesis. In case of increased anaerobic glycolysis, this lead to decreased glycogen and increased lactic acid, decrease in pH because increase in acidity, and this lead to clumping of nuclear chromatin. If ATP decrease or lead to necrotic cell death. Okay, and this is associated with hypoxia and chemical or toxic injury. ATP is produced in two ways: mammalian cells by oxidative phosphorylation of ADP and by glycolytic pathways in the absence of oxygen by using glucose derived either from body fluids or from the hydrolysis of glycogen. And other causes like reduced supply of oxygen in nutrients, anemia, mitochondrial damage, and the actions of some toxins like cyanide. This is also important mechanism of damage or pathological effects of free radicals. If there will be damage of membranes, this effect on lipid peroxidation in membranes cause autocatalytic chain reaction, and if there is damage of proteins, also an oxidative modification of proteins, effect on a protein, oxidation of proteins cause protein fragmentation and protein cross linkage. Damage to DNA or any lesion in DNA, single strand breaks genomic and mitochondrial. As we see here, lipid, protein, DNA, all these called reactive oxygen species lead to oxidative stress. Oxidative stress decrease antioxidants and increase in ischemia and acidosis, and this affects all lipid peroxidation, DNA damage, site-specific oxidative damage for protein, and all these lead to injury to cell membranes, cell components, and cause tissue damage, lead to pathological condition. Mitochondrial free radical theory. Okay, high flake limit, wet accumulation theory, advanced lactation and like, free radical theory of aging, ROS production, NOx, NAD, pH oxidase, which are also know that, all of you are nodding. These lead to increase oxidative stress, increase ROS production, increase NAD pH oxidase, lead to increase oxidative stress, and this affects liver, protein, DNA, and this causes aging, of course, because the cellular viability decrease cause aging, and this cause age-associated disease or age-associated phenotype. If age-associated diseases, this lead to cardiovascular disease, cancer, fibrosis. If age-associated phenotype, this lead to frailty, increased susceptibility to disease, diminished functional reserve. As we see here, if there is any damage to mitochondria, increase ROS. If increase NAD pH, this affects RS, of course, and this affects on autophagy in DNA, causing effect on inflammation and antimicrobial effects. Intracellular stress or oxygenous insults cause increased ROS, and this affect oxidant events and cause DNA repair, or directly cause apoptosis or cause damage to DNA, lipids, and proteins. All in case of damage to DNA, lipids, proteins, this cause signaling activation by cell defense pro-inflammatory, and all of them from molecular damage or DNA repair or apoptosis cause mutagenesis, and this lead to cancer, as we explained that. This is hydroxy radical, we say that, and this hydrogen peroxide, this superoxide radical, this molecular oxygen and singlet oxygen, energy transfer, as we say that. Free radicals, PS, reactive oxygen species. Free radicals definition: free radicals are reactive atoms or group. The way I discuss this is also Examples of free radicals. We say this: superoxide anion, singlet oxygen, hydroxy, nitroxide, of course, are not free radicals. H2O2 and singlet oxygen are not free radicals due to extreme reactivity. They are included in reactive oxygen species. How free radicals act? As we have seen, these fields or shell of the atom. The human body is composed of many different types of cells. Cells are composed of many different types of molecules. Proton, neutrons, electrons are involved in chemical reactions and are the substances that bound these atoms together to form molecules. Free radical is a molecule or molecular fragment that contains one or more unpaired electrons in its outer orbital, represented by superscript dot. As we see, this is meaning R is meaning by free radical oxidation reactions ensure that molecular oxygen is completely reduced to water. The products of partial reduction of oxygen are highly reactive, called reactive oxygen species, or yes, partial reduction of oxygen. As we see here, the antioxidant, which is good for cell if loss or gain unpaired electron or unstable electron lead to produce free radical. Antioxidants prevent transfer of electrons from O2 to organic molecules, stabilizes the free radicals, terminates free radical reactions. Antioxidants, substances that are able to neutralize reactive molecules and reduce oxidative damage. Result of metabolic process and environmental sources. Antioxidant behavior. Electron is donated and paired electron free radical. As we see here again, free radical with missing electron. This antioxidant donates electron to make that atom so stable. Antioxidant and paired, this also see that cell membrane. This reaction produce NADPH oxidase, superoxide dismutase, and metalloperoxidase. All they are for bleaching home. NADPH cause NADP plus. This endothelial cell. Between them, there is NADPH oxidase, comes from high glucose, and this lead to generate free radical. Okay, free radical O2. This cause to generate H2O2, and H2O2 convert to HOCl by adding Cl, and this HOCl convert to singlet oxygen by adding H2O2, and this convert into HOD, as we see here. Anyway, leukocyte. This in leukocyte neutrophil inside endothelial cells on blood vessels. This occurred in case of endothelial dysfunction or injury. Respiratory burst occur in neutrophil. Sometimes neutrophil behavior like phagocyte, especially in bacterial infection like this. But respiratory bursts occur also during activation of macrophages during phagocytosis. Abrupt rise in oxygen consumption, increased glucose consumption, AGMB pathway. This in case for cholesterol. Large amount of RI, activation of NADPH oxidase, phagocyte oxidase. Respiratory bursts stimulate neutrophils by contact with bacteria. They produce peroxide reaction catalyzed by NADPH oxidase, as you see. NADPH plus O2 lead to all these free radicals. What is respiratory burst? rapid release of ROS superoxide anion O2 H2O2. Normally they are utilized for immunological differential signaling and fertilization in animals, essential for degradation of internalized bacteria or pathogen. Innate immunity. Respiratory burst is innate immunity. RB increases, respiratory burst increases 10 to 20 fold oxygen consumption pH oxidation raise flow from oxygen phagocytic cell. Use this for killing bacteria toxin. Types of free radical. Basically, free radicals are divided as ROS, oxygen species, and nitrogen species. Oxygen species, superoxide, hydrogen, single oxygen. Nitrogen is the most important. Can free radical be useful? Of course, play important role in modulating cellular function, promotes the growth of fibroblasts during wound healing. Free radicals generated from adrimycin and mitomycin C. All these in microtubules may play a critical role in their toxicity to tumor cell activate transcription factor and participates in cell growth, differentiation, and development. Free radical damage has been implicated in a wide variety of age-related chronic diseases such as atherosclerosis, diabetes, ophthalmic and neurodegenerative disease, as well as being involved in the aging process. All we are discussing that the most important of our lifestyle is obesity. Free radicals in obesity has been described as a state of chronic oxidative stress. Okay. Pathology of respiratory burst is chronic granulomatous disease. It's due to invalid function of the phagocyte respiratory burst from inheriting mutation in NADPH oxidase, genus phagocyte oxidase, or FOX complex, as we see here. Chronic granulomatous disease, NADPH oxidase deficiency, X-linked, in most cases, X-linked related to sex, or autosomal recessive. Okay, all these occurred in case of respiratory abnormalities. And NADPH oxidase disease. NADPH oxidase function and disease may be some relation between this protein GB91 FACS protein and MSMD, indicating that the macrophage respiratory process is involved in protection against mycobacterial infections. Low levels of pro-inflammatory cytokines, particularly interferon gamma, probably induce a defect in the interferon 12 and interleukin 12 and interferon C axis, which has a crucial role in protective immunity to mycobacteria. Positive organism and respiratory bacteria can produce H2O2 by itself. This is so risk on our cells. H2O2 can then be converted to HOCl by this peroxide oxidant arm to kill catalyze positive organisms. Not we urge oxidase. We just and peroxidase function. Peroxidase is MBO. This is so important in our study, and not like another abbreviations because we use it so much. NADPH oxidase and peroxidase function get rid of H2O2, which categorized under reactive oxidative species. Catalyze degrades H2O2 into H2O and O2. As we see here, chronic granulomatous disease. Congenital neutrophils lack the respiratory burst up on phagocytosis, characterized by recurrent life-threatening bacterial and fungal infection, granuloma formation. This is so important, as you see here. Granuloma, congenital disease. Neutrophils lack respiratory burst. Okay, recurrent infection by bacteria and fungi. Plus granuloma formation. The second one is calcium homeostasis. Calcium homeostasis. At first, if low calcium causes parathyroid hormone release from the parathyroid gland, the kidney will reabsorb calcium and exert phosphate. If low calcium, low parathyroid hormone activate. Okay, as this effect on kidney will absorb calcium and discharge phosphate. After that, kidney produce more vitamin D to help absorb calcium from the small intestine, and this lead to normal calcium. But if this not occurred, calcium released from bone also can be increased released from bone. But if this not occurred, cause the disease. Calcium study, there are two types of cells in bone: osteoblasts responsible for the mineralization of bone.